6hourclass.com, online defensive driving. I introduce you, Brother John Jackson.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Okay, let's start off with a question. By a show of hands, how many people feel they're good drivers? Okay, by a show of hands, how many people think they're great drivers? By a show of hands, how many people think they're excellent drivers?
Woo! Keep it going.
Well, that's good. If we had to rate ourselves, I'm sure most of us would say we're excellent drivers, we're good drivers. We have no flaws when it comes to operating a motor vehicle.
Not true.
However, according to New York State statistics, in 2012 there are about 294,000 accidents. That's in the year 2012, so that's about 800 per day. We break it over 365 days.
New York City or New York State?
The statewide. Now, there are about 2 million cars in the 5 boroughs in New York City. So you got about 2 million chances of getting into a car accident on a daily basis. There's a lot that goes into driving a car. One of the things is our mental state when we enter a car. You can get into a car angry after a fight. You can get into a car and see somebody you hate. Or something just really bothers you. And your driving habits can change just like that. So it's one thing to get into a car accident.
That's right.
All right? So my responsibility is to teach defensive driving tactics. Things that we can do to defend ourselves, because I know it's not us. We're not causing the accident. It's everybody else. So what I'm teaching is how to defend yourself against all those other crazy people outside these walls. The defensive driving course can reduce up to 4 points. So if you had any violation, that's one thing you can benefit from taking the course for. The second thing is a 10% insurance reduction. How many people would like to save some money on their auto insurance? Right? On average, liability can cost anywhere between $400 to $1,000 every 6 months, depending give or take. You take 10% off of that, you save yourself $40 for 6 months or $100 for 6 months. Times a year, that's $200 you save. This course is good for 3 years. So you do the math, you take the course once and you save about, in any case, between $200 and $300 for 3 years. Anytime you call an insurance company and write your check, you just called it an accident. You had an accident or incident or collision, and you fix it yourself and no insurance company is involved, that's something different. Insurance companies, they're looking at how many times you call them to pay. It's not so much the severity of the accident, it's the frequency, meaning how many times or how often in a 3 to 5 year period you're calling them for a check. Yeah.
Do they drop off after a certain amount of years?
After 3 years, the insurance company is not supposed to charge you or look at that negatively.
Say that again, please.
After 3 years. Insurance companies can look at accidents negatively. Sometimes it's 3 to 5 years, but it's usually a 3 year period. They'll look at accidents negatively. So it's important. I mentioned our mental state, our physical state. If you have a cigarette in one hand, a cup of coffee in another, and a cell phone on your ear, is it harder to drive or easier to drive?
Harder to drive.
Shouldn't be driving.
I see it all the time with the women in the mirror, mascara, and the red lights. I mean, so our physical situation can impede our driving ability also. If you got one hand tied up, or I've seen people driving in a cast, online course, if you want to do it online, is $29, and they allow you up to 30 days to complete the material, and they'll mail you a certificate in about 5 to 7 days. Right? There's a lot of factors that go into determining how much insurance would cost. With male drivers, unfortunately, we get the short end of the stick. Rates don't come down to normal until you're around age 30. So, for females that age is around 21 or 25, they have lower rates than men. But once we hit age 30, we should see a dramatic drop in the prices, as opposed to you being 21 or 22 or 25.
18.
Now, some insurance companies may have a rate increase around the time you turn 30. So even though you did turn 30, nationwide the prices may have gone up. So you might not have felt the decrease that you should have gotten. And then there's other factors. You might have changed cars. That car is more expensive to insure, or different factors. So there's no cookie cutter answer for that. What I recommend is every now and then shop and get some quotes, especially if you haven't had any accidents and you're not happy with the price. Look around and see if other companies can offer you a better rate. Yeah, so sometimes it doesn't go down as planned because they may have told the basic rate for a long time. The dependent driving course is a guaranteed at least 10% on the bodily injury and liability. Ms. Wilson, yes?
Is there any information that you share for, like she was saying, young people, like for 18-year-olds? Is there anything that they should, like, should their insurance be with their parents? Should they get their own so that it'd be cheaper? Or, what, is there any?
There are a lot of strategies when it comes to youthful operators. Companies offer discounts for having multiple cars in the house, multiple drivers. They offer discounts for students with good grades, students that are taking the defensive driving course for driver's ed. There are other programs that they offer, like we have at State Farm, a steer clear program, which they give students 50% off if they take a course. It's sort of like a defensive driving course, but they ask you to fill out a log book, and you document your driving habits and what happened as you took your trip. You send that back and they give you a 50% discount. Also, students that are away at school, they reduce the price because the child is not actually in your house. So there's different ways that they can lower the price.
And that information is on the site, or that type of information is on your site?
It's not on my site. It depends on what insurance company you have. I recommend to the clients that I see, if your child isn't driving over a certain percentage, like say 40 to 50% of the time, I would recommend adding the child onto the policy as a driver. The reason I say that is because when you add a child onto a vehicle, they consider that child is driving the car full time. Now, you're paying a full-time price, and the kid might drive twice a month.
Right.
That's expensive. Now, if the child does have that car full time, you should rate the child in that car.
Right.
With my company, the child is covered automatically. Anyone you give permission to drive the car is automatically covered. They'll be covered for any accident, no matter what. But if they're going to be driving at a certain percentage, you should list them as a primary driver on that vehicle.
That is not the case with Geico.
That's the case with that.
With Geico, you must be sure, as soon as they get that license, you have to insure them.
That's what I thought. So that's not across the board. That's
Not across the board. It depends on what insurance company you have. Make it clear. It is an instructional class, educational-based information, and what it's about is taking into consideration our driving habits and behavior, making positive changes to promote safety and reduce accidents. So it's an educational course. And insurance companies give you the discounts because they believe if you take this course, you're better equipped and you probably should have less accidents. Some companies do charge more based on the color of the car. My company doesn't, so I don't know how to answer that.